Hi, this is a short tutorial on the new task system that's going to be implemented during the evening of the 21st of July. First of all, when you log in tomorrow, you will see that your home page will be set out slightly differently. So you'll have your emails, tasks and calendars on one side and the quotes, jobs and invoices on the other. Everything still works the same and shows the same things, except there's a new panel called Tasks, and you can actually go to your task report directly from here. Now, this new task system is a direct replacement of the complaints system that we've been using. It's basically an upgrade to make it easier to use and be more applicable across the business. In order to create a task, just go Create, New Task. What you'll be presented with is a blank task with a task number allocated to it. Now here you can put in, say, Bob called complaining that his floors are still dirty and he wants someone to come over and sort it. Okay, now in the subject line you need to put a brief subject or heading for this that will be referred to in the report. So it may be dirty floors, and then you put a start date. Generally speaking, it should be today's date and a due date. You can change this if you want, but usually you would leave that. You can then change the type of task. It can be a complaint, job, etc. So have a look at those, but this is a complaint quite clearly. Then you allocate it to, first of all, a task owner. This is the person that's responsible for making this task, to solve this task. So I'll allocate that to a supervisor. And related user is a person, a user to which this task relates to. For most complaints, it will relate to a franchisee. So I'm just going to allocate a franchisee. Now then you can have notifications going to certain people. So you've got the task creator is set as default. You've got person 1. This is actually the task owner. So you'll want the task owner to be notified. But you may not want the related user, person 2, to be notified. You can also notify the regional franchisee, and I will confirm to you as to whether this is actually Adrian's email address that's going to be put there. So you can then save it. And quite frankly, you can just leave it at that. That's now notified via email to the supervisor, and the supervisor can deal with it. You can print it, as you can normally do. You can email it. One of the great functions with this email capability is the fact that you can not only email the task description and the details, but you can also add all the comments. This is when you use the view history and comments. You can actually send all those. Just be careful of the email addresses that you send it to, and you should send it to send a copy to yourself so that you've got a record of what is sent, because it's not saved in your sent items. So cancel out of that. Now, if you've got any updates, for example, the supervisor called Bob. So if the supervisor had logged in and looking at this, then I called Bob and agreed a time to meet on site. Yeah, so you've got that recorded. And anything else. So then you've got the next one, which is went site and the floor was dirty, agreed to come back with franchisee to clean. Okay, you know, those kind of things. Now you can link it to a customer, and you can also link it to a job. These are options, and they're not necessary. So link to a customer, you search for a customer, ABC. It comes down, you select which one you want, you link customer, then it tells you linked to customer ABC Limited, and then it actually shows you a link to job button. And once again, this is optional, and then you can select one of the jobs and click job. And you can see here it's linked to a customer and it's linked to a job. You can also add a calendar entry directly from here. Now the great thing with adding a calendar entry directly from here is that it links back to this task. So for example, I'm just going to click on today's date, and remember I can actually select who I actually put the entry to, and then it actually brings everything across. So I can just say let's say 2 PM to 3 PM. You notice that there's a task number allocated to it. So if we add that, if I actually open that task, that calendar entry back up again, it will have, oh sorry, that's the other one that I had. You'll notice that there's a link there. I can click on that link and open that task again from there. So that's excellent. And when you finish, you can just close that tab and go back to the task as it was there. Remember, do your comments, history, etc. Save. Now, in order to do a task report, you don't go to the complaints task or complaints report, you go to the task report now. Everything is referred to as a task. And you'll be presented with this screen here. Okay, now you drop down the parameters. Unfortunately, this is not automated at the moment, but we're trying to get this done. So say I'm the supervisor that's logged in at the moment. I want to see all my today's due tasks, so it's the due date. I can also drill down to see just the ones with the particular status. Okay, then I can view, and it presents me with the 2 tasks that are due on today's date. Now you can see here's the task numbers. You can link to those. You can link to the jobs. It tells you who the creator was, their owner, the related user, the address, the task subject. Once again, this is why it's so important to get a good subject line there, the due dates, etc. So then you can just open them up from there. You can also sort as you've been able to do based on any of these. Okay, so that gives you a brief overview of what the tasks are. I'm also going to send a written set of instructions for this, but once again, on the night of the 21st of July, there will be a changeover, and as of Wednesday, the 22nd of July, we will be using this new system. You won't be able